What's up, internet world? This is your guide, messenger, reflection, the multiversal cosmic line of light with 19 tails and a flaming mane of golden energy. Linus. Yep, just Linus. Today, we're back at it again with another banger from beyond liminal space-time. And as y'all know, I kind of just be listening to the universe, multiverse, see what comes to me, just what vibes I get. And clear my throat for this one. Today, I don't know. I just feel like I gotta make a video today. I don't know what I'll be making. And then it came to me. What do we need to do? The collective. What do we need to do? What energies we need to embody over these next couple weeks in order to prepare for, drumroll please, the eclipse on October 14th. 2023. And it's an annular eclipse. It's going to be visible in, I think, all parts of the US, I think, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure if it's like that quintessential eclipse where the moon goes in front of the sun and it gets black and there's a ring of fire. I think so, but I don't remember. The beautiful part is that for that entire day, the dark aspect of the moon is kind of highlighted because that is the new moon, right? That's a new moon, and it's not like the second day of a new moon or the 3% waning crescent the day before no, it's the day of the new moon. So big portal energy, and I was talking to a friend about just portals in general this morning, and I think that's actually what contributed to me coming to this. Holy crap, we got to talk about this. The 14th is probably one of the most powerful portals, especially coming off the heels of 1010, 4 days after 1010, and 4 is a number of power and energy and sort of like the emperor energy. So you got 4 days to get that transition from the 1010 to that. It's like we're portal hopping. There's going to be a big, massive jump ability or potential for you to jump from X timeline to like 100 to the left or to the right, which is it's more intense than your normal portals, your normal jumping potential. To the point where you're gonna see drastic changes in your reality, assuming you do it right, so to speak, or you make it, or you make the move. You know what I mean. Like if you did the work and you passed your tests and you made it to the other side, so to speak, of the canyon, you're going to see such crazy changes in your reality that you're like, whoa. Yesterday, it took me 20 minutes to get to X location. Now it takes me 10. What's going on here? Or, perfect example, a couple days ago, there was big portal energy, and my car felt like it had this weird short circuit issue. Battery completely crapped itself and everything. And after I had got my battery jumped, the time was completely different. And I've been struggling to change the time in that car since I bought that damn thing, right? Had that car for 6 going on 7 years, could never get the time to be anything closer than 5 minutes ahead, right? And if it was in daylight savings time, it was an hour and 5 minutes ahead or behind, whatever the math was. But after this weird shift, it was the right time. The right time. The 5 minute lag was gone. Pretty sure it reset the ECU or something. Whatever happened, all right? Because obviously if that happened by itself, cool. But there was a series of events that happened that day. It was like weird. It was a different energy. I felt different. And then that happened. It was like, boom, congratulations, you moved. And that's kind of the energy that I'm getting in the 2 weeks leading up to the 1010 portal and the eclipse on the 14th in that 4-day time period. And you're going to notice there's been a crazy just boom. So what we're doing today is we're going to figure out what we have to do, the energies we have to be in to be prepared for this, and how it's going to affect our reality, things we should look for, and ways that we can navigate this change. So let's do that. We're gonna shuffle and pray and all that fun stuff. All right. Thank you to my ancestors, my guides, my guardians. Thank you for being present with me at all times and protecting me. Thank you to my guardian angels, my spirit animals, my guides, my higher selves. I appreciate your presence always. And using sounds and energies to guide me. Thank you to the universe, multiverse, omniverse, source, mother, father, God, for just existence as a whole and allowing my team to move in a way that helps me to my highest goods. I want to help the collective. Thank you for putting us all together, bringing us together, putting us in alignment with the things that we need and want to be in alignment with. Thank you to my gods, goddesses, angels, demons, benevolent beings that are all my spirit team, my team in general, that work for our greatest good in conjunction and accordance with Source. Yes, excellent. That's good. All my teammates and all my guides and energies that work with me, for me, above me, below me, beyond me. Help so that I can bring authentic messages to the squad, to the collective, to the homies, to the people out here that are moving, that are trying to find their way home, just like everyone else. Thank you, amen. Ashe, ashe, amen. All right. Let's go. Okay. So, let's see. Let's see what we got here. Energies that we need to embody, things that we need to do in order to prepare for this eclipse. Let's see. 8 of Pentacles. First. How many do I want? I think I want 10 cards. Yeah, we're going with the 10-10. I'm seeing a lot of stuff to avoid here. That good old-fashioned back of the deck. The 11th card, if we're counting numbers here. Okay, and then we get 4 oracle cards. Ooh, look at that. This looks like a portal in itself right there. Transformation. Okay. Okay, so back at the tarot deck, we've got boop. And back at the oracle, we got transformation. Okay. All right, so let's see here. So the first thing that I've got is 8 of Pentacles reversed. 8 of Pentacles is usually the card about mastering your craft. So I don't know if this is the saying about taking a break or taking a step back and seeing that the work you've done is good, that you have mastered your craft, or maybe you're to avoid energies that aren't putting in work. I don't know. Let me see. Well, let's see what we're getting here. 8 of Pentacles. Let's read this. You are focused on creating perfection, but to your detriment. When you focus on every detail, you lose sight of the bigger picture and why you're doing this in the first place. Know that perfection is a myth and surrender to the art of imperfection. I think this kind of mirrors a thought or a conversation I was having with myself these last couple of days about not needing it to be all or nothing in terms of your mission. And a gradual increase is okay. Sometimes an all or nothing or a massive spike is in the cards are necessary, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes you can make the incremental changes and be glad that you're seeing progress, right? Because there are some people that do things that work for years and years and years and never see any forward movement, any incremental change. So Show gratitude for the fact that you are making incremental change, even if it's in the mindset, whether it's physical well-being, whether it's body fitness goals. There are some people that never start the journey to become self-employed or an entrepreneur. There are some people that never start the journey to get back in shape. There are people that never make any moves aside from working to make themselves more secure in their finances in the future at some point, right? So the fact that you have been working, it doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need to be at a certain point. Your expectations, don't let your expectations get the better of you, right? Don't let your expectations of a situation put you in a position where you diminish the value in the situation entirely, right? Just because you don't get 5 squares from the box of squares and you only pulled out 3 doesn't mean you didn't get any squares. So I think that's necessary. I think that's a big thing. Right? Okay. All right. So the next thing we've got is the Knight of Cups. I want to read that one too. You are romantic, charming, and in love with love itself. You wear your heart on your sleeve. You thrive on all things beautiful and are inspired by the many creative outlets that are available to you. Yes, the Knight of Cups. That's I like that. This love card. I think this coming up right here is the fact that how I don't want to say this. How does words escape me at this moment? The idea of love, right, or showing love, or being capable of it, or receiving love. I think that is probably one of the best things to anchor you into this new move that you've got coming here energetically, or maybe physically too, because I said new move, which maybe physical for them, maybe some of us may be physically moving, but basically what I'm getting here is that your capacity to love and your raw energy centered around your ability and your love in general is what's going to anchor you into this timeline. So any opportunity you have to show love, to show gratitude, right, those higher vibrations, so to speak, show it, do it, because that's what's going to anchor you even more. So I'm kind of getting the don't indulge anger too much, or shame, or pain, or fear. Or it's okay to feel fear, to be afraid of something, that because you may feel fear in what's of the unknown, the beyond, what's the next step is. That's okay. There's something wrong with it, but feeling that and then letting it pass, right? Not dwelling on it, not letting it stop you, being shaky and taking the step anyway, right? And I think that leads us perfectly into our next card, because the next card is the Fool Reversed, right? Which is the not taking the journey. Fool Upright speaks on a new journey, going on a new ideas, new adventure, new wisdom, new understanding. I think it coming out reversed is the perfect transition. And what I was talking about on this is, yes, you may feel fear, but don't let that stop you from taking that journey. Stay out of because this is the energy of not taking the step, not making the moves. Don't let that stop you from taking the step anyway, or showing that love, as we were talking about in the Knight of Cups. I want to read the Fool anyway. Today feels like a day that I try to get as much information out of this as possible. You conceive a new project, but aren't ready to birth it just yet. You are worried about the risks and fear the unknown. Exactly. It's okay to have that fear, but take the step anyway. Don't let, what if this happens or what if that happens, stop you in these next 2 weeks leading up to 10/10 and 10/14. Don't, be in this energy as much as possible. In a healthy way, right? Don't just say yes to random shit. No, you probably shouldn't say yes to random. No, be in this. Yeah, why not? New journey, new energy, new ideas, new hopes, new projects, in a healthy manner, in a balanced manner. I think that, and the fact that it's in the middle of the top lets me know that's very important. I feel like being in that I'm ready for a new journey, despite the fact that it scares me. Being in this energy is far more important than being the trying to force things. Right? I feel like it's important that this cups came up. Sorry, the pentacles came up first, the Mastering Your Craft came up first card. But I think the fact of not being too afraid to take the step came up in the middle on purpose. All right. And then we've got the Ace of Swords right after, and that came out reversed as well. So I'm seeing that these are like, so far these are warnings, right? Things that it's like, it's tempted to be in this energy because we're all in transitional periods anyway. It's tempted to be in these energies, but it's now more than ever, it's important to do that mental work to stay positive, so to speak, as cliche as that sounds. So let's see. New idea, but you're not willing to share it just yet. You're seeking clarity on how to express and manifest this idea. And I think in this essence, that this is perfectly okay. It's perfectly okay to be in this energy. It sometimes you do struggle to figure out, okay, well, I don't want to do this, but how do I do it? Or I know I want to get that, but how do I go about that? This is the perfect time to ask these questions. I am transitioning from A to B. What is the best way to do that? How do I do that? These are healthy questions to ask yourself. So in this case, I don't see this the Ace of Swords reverse as a negative card or a challenge card. I think it's in this case, it's a healthy mindset, right? Because let's say you are in that fear energy, you're not sure what you want to do. Asking these questions is a very good way to set yourself up for this. So in this case, I don't see this as bad. I see this as you're asking yourself the very important questions. Okay, well, I want to move to that place. How do I go about doing that? What do I need? Who do I got to find online? Who do I got to call? Who I got to ask to help me out if I need it? I think that's a very good mindset to be in. I want to make this kind of money with this particular platform. How do I do that? What is the best way to go about doing this? These questions are actually very healthy to ask yourself. And it sort of feels like an octave of the Mastering Your Craft, because in order to master your craft, you do have to ask questions. You have to have that inquisitive nature in order to find the answers, in order to take actively guided steps forward into getting into that Mastering Your Craft energy. So I think this kind of plays as an octave to this as well, which is perfect because it kind of links these two in a positive way, that asking that questions, having that meditative moment to yourself kind of eradicates any challenging energy that will come with reverse energies of these cards, which sets you up even that much more to properly make use of the energy that's coming in within these next couple of weeks. So the fact that this card, this Fear of the New Journeys card came up in the middle, and then the Ask the Questions, right, at least how I'm perceiving it in this particular setup, came right after. Beautiful. I think that's beautiful. And then right after that, Wheel of Fortune. So this is like a perfect sequence, right? Like I said, you're either there's a lack of work being done, or maybe too much work, or your expectations are overshadowing your judgment, they're clouding the situation for you. But the fact that the Knight of Cups, you're free and capable of giving love, is right after that. It shows that there is an energy, a possibility, or almost a guarantee that you're remembering your capacity for love and wisdom and understanding and empathy writes this, right? Or at least sets you on the path to write it. Just remember not to have that fear in order to step forward. And the best way to mitigate all of this, ask those questions, have that conversation with yourself, sit down with yourself, meditate, figure out where you went right, figure out where you went wrong, figure out where you could have gone wrong, figure out where you could have gone right. Apply that, have that conversation, write it down. Maybe journaling is good for some of you. I don't know if you guys are having a bunch of dreams. If you're remembering your dreams, especially now is a good time to write them down. Even if you don't write them in a dedicated journal, you just jot them down in a way that you remember to speak on it, read it later. Because I feel like there'll be a time within these next week or so, right before the 10th, where you'll have this urge to go back into what it was that you were dreaming about over these last couple of weeks. But that's kind of a sidetrack. And like I said, right after this, asking those questions, being able to figure out how to translate that, come up to the Wheel of Fortune, which is beautiful because we all love the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is forward movement, the spinning of the wheels, the movement of the chariot, right? So this top layer here feels like it's a story where there may be energies within and or around you that seek to make you doubt yourself, your goals, your desires, your energies, your wisdom, even your connection, your journey, your path, where it is you're going. But the simple act of catching yourself in the act, retreating back into yourself temporarily, because I get like a bit of hermit energy, and maybe meditation or asking the questions of how to transition, right? It's not a matter of escape, it's a matter of transition. I was watching this YouTube video that was talking about that. It was a beautiful topic. He put it very well. And it's not a matter of escape, it's a matter of transition, because then you switch the thought process from one of fear to one of active problem solving, which is beautiful, which is kind of what I get from this area. And then Six of Pentacles. Balance in the physical, finance, abundance, money, your body. Maybe some of you guys are making diet changes even. I recently resolved to put down meat again for the next 40 days, 42, 43 days, however long, up until I think the day that I decided is, I think it was the either 19th or 20th of November, or the 21st even, but we'll see. I know at least that I'm on that fasting for at least up until that point, but that's just an idea that I got based off speaking on the Six of Pentacles and the balance. So maybe some of you guys are contemplating doing the same thing. Maybe you guys are contemplating putting something down, whether it's social media, games, the type of food. Maybe it's interacting with people in a certain capacity, whether it be sex or drugs or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be that extreme. It could be just something as simple as, I'm not going to get pissed when so-and-so decides they want to mouth off or say some slick shit. So it could be anything. And I want to read this to clarify here. The Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles. Oh yes, how could I forget about that? You are feeling generous and ready to share your abundance and wealth with others. That sharing, the sharing energy is big on that one. Or you may be on the receiving end of generosity, accepting these gifts with gratitude, give abundantly, and it will come back to you threefold. And I think this is where the concept of balance is. There's an equal give and take between your higher reality and your current reality, which facilitates the transfer that much more. So if you're able to, if there's something that you feel called to buy or do to help somebody or support somebody, do it, right? Or at least keep it in your mind. I know there's something that I was looking at, like, oh, I got to come back for that. It just came back to my mind. So maybe there's something that you're like, oh, I got to come back to. Maybe you'll be put in a position with the next couple of weeks to where you can make good on a promise you made to yourself when it comes to helping somebody out, whether it's as I say, sowing into somebody or putting into a ministry or giving gifts or receiving gifts. You may be put in a position to where you can act on that within the next couple of weeks. Which I like that, because the fact that you not only have the desire to give, but you also have the means to give. When those two things come together, it's almost like you kind of have to now, right? And the next card I see is Three of Cups, which is the celebration card. But it's reversed. So I don't know if this maybe, I don't necessarily think it points to a lack of gratitude, so to speak. But I think it could be, let me see. Let me see. What is this trying to say to me? Let me see. Collaborations aren't your thing right now. Instead, you are inclined to work on your own. You need to find a creative outlet to express yourself privately. So maybe what this is saying is that either you're to avoid that energy to where you want to make sure your teamwork is on point, or it could be that explicitly you are to avoid a team at this point in time. And I think that's a callback to the top pile. We're talking about that. We're retreating into yourself, asking yourself, how do I get from point A to point B? Writing yourself up so that you may contribute to a team in the way that you want to. And I think this is interesting, because this doesn't seem negative, because right off the heels of the Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Pentacles, I think this is what this is saying, is you're figuring out that balance. And usually it's like a celebration energy. In this particular instance, I'm kind of getting like a lack of celebration. Maybe there's a moment where you have to stop and give gratitude for the fact that you've been able to, I guess, achieve this abundance internally, that you can then contribute to that team. So I think it's also a matter of not getting caught in I gotta grind, bringing back this Eight of Pentacles. It doesn't. You may not always have to grind, right? I feel like in this essence, these two cards connect, where you feel like you got to get it all done. It's got to all happen now. This is like, okay, well, I don't got time to celebrate. I got shit to do. Maybe you take a step back, celebrate, show gratitude, give thanks, and that will put you in the continued energy to continue operating in that positive Six of Pentacles aspect. And then let us see, we've got the Two of Wands. I haven't seen this card in a hot minute. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot what this meant. So I'm gonna have to go find it one more time. You have an idea, but you lack a clear plan and have little energy to move forward. Go back to your original idea and the energy, enthusiasm you initially felt. Let that guide you to the next step. Upright is, you know what you want to manifest, and you need to work out how. You're exploring all options and planning your path ahead before taking action. Your intuition passing by. Okay, so interesting. I feel like these two kind of come hand in hand. Don't let your circumstances keep you from showing that gratitude, from having that positive mindset to where you give thanks for all the things that you've got, right? And also the being in a space to where you can act on that plan. So I think this Two of Wands, talking about not having a clear plan, but having the idea, harkens back to the Ace of, there's a lot of interconnectivity here, and I think that may be another theme. You may feel like, I know a lot of the collective feels as if they're alone and isolated. I would not be surprised if over these next 2 weeks there's a lot of interconnectivity out of nowhere, because this connects to this connects to that, this connects to that, this connects to that, these connect to these two, this connects to this, like there's a lot of things harkening back to each other, calling out to each other. So you may just all of a sudden have a web of random connections out of nowhere. It's like, okay, what the fuck do I do with this? How do I navigate all this? And I think that's where all these reverse cards are coming out, because now you're like questioning what it is that you bring to the collective. What is it that you bring, and how is it that you contribute to this random, massive, beautiful team that you're now a part of? Sorry, but that felt like a sidetrack, but not at the same time. But going back to what I was talking about, how the Two of Swords, and maybe a lot of seven energies. The Two of Swords here connects to the Two of Wands here in this essence of figuring out, asking the questions, how to turn this upright, how to make this plan to the idea that you've got, right? So maybe considering the fact that there's a lot of interconnected nature here, maybe it starts as you, in that internal alignment of you asking yourself the questions and realigning your energies and figuring out, okay, this is how I wish to move forward. When that crazy web of interconnectivity pops up and you meet like 7-8 new people randomly out of nowhere, it's able to translate that whatever goals that you guys may have individually that you've brought collectively, you can now speak on it together. Have these meetings, these council meetings, in order to figure out what's the best next step forward, how to create that path to where all of you can move forward in a way that's healthy, that makes for mastering your craft, all right, and starts that new journey and gives you a way to move forward on your goals, that only strengthens the Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Pentacles, that puts you in a position to where you're in the celebration energy, right? Like I'm saying, where you upright all these cards to where you understand exactly how to proceed forward, right? So what I'm seeing is there's a lot of internal compass work to where all these reverse cards are all going to be upright very soon, assuming you do the work. And I think that is what leads into aligning yourself with the portal. Upright. If you got 10 upright cards, right, there is absolutely no blockages keeping you from silently, maybe you got to keep some things quiet, but I was going to say swiftly and easily moving through these portals, so to speak. at least on 10-10, right? Because like I said, 10 cards here. Oh yeah, and then the 4 cards, 14 cards. Look at that, which sets you up to move swiftly through this 10-10 energy that translates you and slingshots you into that 10-14 portal eclipse energy that pretty much sets fire to the rest of your year, which is beautiful. And then what I'm seeing here is the King of Swords. So, I mean, King of Swords usually represents that just leader. You're in your power, ruling from a place of authority, and it's a very analytical card, right? You use your analytical abilities and intellect to assess the situation at hand, make clear decisions based on what you know to be true. So all of these cards' energies lead up into this card, and it's upright, which kind of corroborates, which confirms the internal work that was done to bring all these cards into their balanced nature, which I'm not gonna lie is kind of making me excited, right? Look at that. All these cards end up upright, right? Because it's the King of Swords shows that you've done the work, you're doing the work that's leading you to this point in time. And that says that's the gateway to, let's see, and then that's the Queen of Swords. They serve as a yin and yang here in the situation. Right, and the way this is coming up, I'm seeing it as like a yin and yang, not necessarily a reverse challenge card. King of Swords, Queen of Swords, and I think that let's see, what the Queen of Swords is someone who's very attached to her emotions. So this could be speaking on also keeping track of your emotion, which is kind of what I was talking about earlier. So let's see. Well, again, more connections, interconnectivity here. You are allowing others to dominate you as you show weakness, even if you are strong inside. Or you may be allowing your emotions to get the better of you. Reconnect with your inner strength and create positive change. So I think what this is saying is keep your emotions in check. As we were saying earlier, I forget which card I was talking about with mastering your emotions. It may have been the Cups card. But the Queen of Swords, this is saying the energies that you should stay away from is keep your emotions in check. Keep your composure. We were talking about big theme these last couple of weeks, especially all of September, was composure. And I think the composure that you've expressed in September, the work you've done in September this past month, these past 6 weeks, because September is about 4 weeks and we're about 2 weeks leading up to the 14th, right? So up to the 10th, 14th, 6 weeks, 6 weeks leading up to that. 6 is the energy of humanity and change and growth and financial abundance, all that wonderful stuff. Sorry, I'm talking a little bit fast now. Don't get to a point where you let your emotions get the better of you, or this new group that you're in, people step over your boundaries. You're now letting people control you for the sake of keeping the peace of the group. So this is an energy that I feel like you stay away from. You write that up. Now you've got 10 upright cards, King and Queen of Swords at the end. They serve as the gateway, right? Complete control of your inner and outer world as terms of your emotions, how you operate things, how you look at the facts, and an overall balanced mentality mindset. And if you get all 10 of these up, your transition through the 10th to the 14th will be seamless, right? So, and otherwise, these are very good cards. So I'm just going to put these back like this for the sake of how it came out, as a way for you to see and really absorb these cards and the message. And then the card that I see kind of, I guess, wraps all this up. Like I said, my overall energy is the Two of Swords upright. And like I said, this is one of my favorite cards because I call this the dual wielding card, and I love dual wielding. But the Two of Swords speaks on the path that you choose, right? Choosing between two paths. Which way do you want to go? You want to take the path less traveled? You want to take the path everybody else walks? You're going to take the path that leads you to uprighting all these cards, to this positive energy, or are you going to go back into that energy where everybody goes, where everybody everyone's currently in? When I speak of the collective, I mean like people that aren't really putting the work in. All right. Are you going to go back into that energy? Right. And I don't know about you, I refuse to. I move forward and I grow. I'm stepping over the precipice into who I'm becoming. Yes. Excellent. Snaps in the chat. By the way, I like to describe this card, this overall energy, and this is a crescent here, and I'll get to that in a second. But I see the two swords, right? Is it's game time. Well, not game time. Game time. Playtime is over, right? It's go time, right? And when you're dual wielding your swords, your left and your right sides have to be aligned. You must have an awareness of both of your sides at all times in order to actively, properly wield these weapons with efficiency. And I think that union of the inner yin and yang, the two sides, the left and the right, the as above, the so below, the in, the out, the as a soul, the universe, the union of those two energies brings you into alignment. That brings these other cards into alignment, into balance. And then I'm seeing here, this is a crescent, right? Like I was saying, the 14th is a new moon, right? The 10th will be a crescent, right? A waning crescent. And I think it'll actually look like this in the sky. So this is almost like a physical marker of what it looks like when you align your two halves and you travel the path that you know you wish to travel. And the water in the background, I feel like this is spiritual epiphanies. I kind of get Hierophant energy as well as I'm speaking on this. So there's a lot of this card despite me over analyzing that shit. And then obviously strength, that's beautiful, that I kind of just saw that upright, which is, I think that's like another, hey, yeah, don't forget about me, it's your 12th card, which I don't know, there's like a rich energy underneath here. I don't know about you guys, but these last couple days, yesterday's particularly, it feels like there's been like a definitive shift. Like I don't know, it's hard to explain, but like the last month it's been like, yes, we're shifting, we're changing, we're moving up. But yesterday it felt like something clicked into place that was, I don't know, it's hard, it's like rich and hardy, and it's got like a thick, I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like it's only going to get better and more hardy and more supportive from now till that period of time. And we're going to go into our oracle cards. We got healing energy. And I think this is speaking on what you've been doing, not what you need to do, what you've been doing, right? There's some of you that do need to continue working on it, or maybe this is what you need. But I'm getting that there's been healing energy released by way of you transmuting all the energies that we're speaking out. And in doing this, like I said, it's like another one clicks into place. And as these things click into place, it clears the pathway for the water to run freely. And then trust in the universe. Doesn't this look like a portal in itself, right? Trust the universe, divine timing, the timing of God's source, Mother, Father, God, the timing. Timing is always perfect. Trust the universe. Trust the timing. And like I said, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. And again, portal vibes. 12th card in. So 12 energy, which is good. Zodiacs, Jesus, the spirits, beautiful. Sorry. Surrender. Let yourself be carried by the process. All right. Think of the two paths as two parts, two rivers, the river diverging. Maneuver yourself into the part of the river you want to go to and just let it carry you. Surrender. You don't have to fight it. You don't have to force it. All right. You don't have to row the boat. The current is moving fast enough. Just let it happen. Take a deep breath in. And this gives me an octave of the very first card. Don't let your expectations get the better of you. Right? Just let it happen. Beautiful. And then there is raise your vibration, as always. The very fact that it's the last card, the 14th card in this total layout spread, obviously not counting these deck cards. Raise your vibration is saying that the work that you're doing is raising your vibration. You must do the work to raise your vibration, and in doing so and moving through the motions and through these energies and stepping through these doorways and pathways, you will raise your vibration. So this is like that's the nature of the game. In doing the work, you raise your vibration. In order to do the work, you must raise your vibration. And in doing the work and raising your vibration and stepping through the doors, it raises your vibration. So like this is just like all around. Make. Yes, abundance, my guy. Be prepared. And in the back of the deck, the overall energy is transformation, which goes very well with raise your vibration. You see these two warm colored cards. They both got purple wings, right? They're both using energy from the body, heart energy, right? Remember we were talking about the Knight of Cups before, heart energy, right? This whole process is a transformative process, and you must surrender to the process and let yourself be transformed in order to end up on the path that you want, end up where you want. And of course, as I look over on the back of the Oracle deck again, another banger pops up: sacred plan. This has always been in the card. Just as you must trust the universe, because the universe's sacred plan is there. You must surrender to it. It will raise your vibration, and boom, it lead in the transformation. The transformation of from who you were to who you are now, and the transformation of who you are now to who you are becoming. Shout out to Marquette. Yes. So I like this. This was relatively short and sweet, to the point. And I think that may be part of it as well. To the point. Let me see. All right. So we're going to put all these away. And it's kind of become a habit. I think I'm going to do one more pull. Just a random card from the tarot deck to see if there's anything else that needs to be spoken on. Any energies that need to come out here. Let's see. Let us see, let us see, let us see. Just need one more card, another general thing, anything, a wrap up, something to point out, maybe something like an epiphany bringer for people. Let's see, give me a good epiphany bringer. Let's see. 6 of Cups. I call this the taking care of your kids card, which is always a good sign. Whether this is your kids as in physical kids or kids as in your business ideas, your babies, as far as ideologies, and not ideologies, ideas that you created, right? And I don't know if you can hear people next door. Apologies, but let's see. Let's read this one for the one time. For the one time, you are filled with happy memories from the past, like reuniting with childhood friends or high school crushes. You feel carefree and imaginative. You bring harmony and cooperation to your current relationships. This is cute. This is saying, right, that fear not the change, right? You may fear the journey or may fear taking the next step. Do it anyway. But the thing you should not fear is the change, the transition, the transformation that you're undergoing, right? Yes, you may be leaving parts of yourself behind, but who you are becoming will have fond memories of that past self, the person that you were. Even in the darkness, even in the shadows, even like, oh, you look back like, oh my gosh, that's cringy. The person, the being you're transitioning into, you're transforming into, that you're becoming, has fond memories of all of it. So there's no fear of leaving anybody behind, leaving any parts of yourselves behind, because the being that you're becoming sees all of that with positivity. As a child remembering that time they went to go get ice cream with their best friends, however many years ago. Right? So I think that's a beautiful message. Fear not the change. Yes. Look unto your future self that is becoming your present self with fond eyes, just as your future self that has become your present self looks unto your past self with those very same fond eyes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, I hope that you guys got some pretty decent messages, and I wish us all well on our pursuit of godliness. Thank you. See you later.